Hey everyone, I'm Rod and Todd, a professional YouTuber who makes professional videos, and this is a review of Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Scraphook. So, Scraphook is a return of the weaponizer concept that we saw in the War for Cybertron trilogy in years past. Time for my regularly scheduled rant about how much I'm not a big fan of the weaponizers. So yes, the weaponizer gimmick was a feature introduced in Siege. It ran all the way through Kingdom, featuring Transformers figures that you could effectively take apart, and then could be those pieces that you could take off of them could then be added onto regular Transformers as weapons or armor or whatever. A lot of fans loved these figures because it meant you could mix and match them, put them together, create big abominations, and that is really cool. However, as individual Transformers figures, every single one of the weaponizers required you to take the figure apart and reassemble it manually in order to transform it from robot to vehicle mode. And I was not a big fan of that. I felt like it kind of cheapened each figure individually. And so as a result, the weaponizers, modulators, and fossilizers from Siege, Earthrising Kingdom, I did not like very much. Some of them are good, don't get me wrong. I really liked Fast Track. I thought he was pretty cool. But the rest were just, nah, they didn't do it for me. So, they brought it back. However, with a twist. In Legacy Evolution, the weaponizers that we're getting in each wave this year are the Junkions. OCs, who are basically Wreck-Gar's little squad, I guess. So Scraphook is the first of them. And unlike the weaponizers of the past, he does not feature a take apart, put back together transformation. He is a fully, completely contained, fully integrated transforming robot. We're going to take a look at that later, though. Let's just start in the alt mode. So, Scraphook transforms into a Mad Max-esque tow truck. As you can see, it's got spikes on the front bumper, on the windshield. It's got armored vent thingies, spikes in the hood, spikes right there. Big exhaust pipes. You got the spiky spare tire, got the tow hook in the back. Spikes along the, what do you call this, wheel well? I don't know. Armored vents here on the windows. It is very mean looking. I think it fits this toy perfectly. It just looks post-apocalyptic. Looks exactly like it came out of Mad Max, which is definitely something that the Junkions kind of have an aesthetic for. I also will applaud this thing because all the other Junkions are just big motorbikes. Wreck-Gar is a motorbike, Junk Heap's a motorbike, the upcoming Crash Bar is a motorbike, albeit a different kind of motorbike. Scraphook's a tow truck. He has 4 wheels, and I think that just makes him unique amongst the Junkions. We don't know what the third Junkion, Axle Grease, is going to look like, but, you know, I'm just saying. Definitely makes Scraphook stand out. I think it works wonders for him. The alt mode rolls very well. The wheels have a severe case of Earthrise grapple, where instead of being one solid piece, it's just the actual tire piece that rotates around the inner wheel part. The rim, I guess. I don't know. And I don't really mind that. It's honestly, I don't really care. I'm just pointing that out. See, it's a very solid underside too. Nothing really sticking out there. Overall, this is a very good alt mode. I really like a lot of the stuff it does. So, let's get this transformed. As mentioned before, the weaponizers all required parts forming, that is, taking the vehicle apart into several sections, transforming those manually, and then attaching them to each other again in a different configuration to form the robots. I always felt like that cheapened each individual figure. However, as previously stated, Scraphook does not parts form. He is completely integrated. So, let's see how he accomplishes that. So you're going to want to start by removing the tow hook, spare tire, exhaust pipes, and if I can get it out, you're going to want to remove the engine block for good measure too. That's 2 pieces right there. I'm going to take those all and put them to the side for now. So now we're just left with the base truck. So you're going to want to start by opening the side doors, pulling the whole front bumper forward and moving it up to form the feet. Rotate that whole piece down. unpeg the back, fold the arms out, rotate this whole roof section up, flip up the head, and fold these panels into the back. They hook together like so. No, don't do that yet. All the way. Flip the chest plate up, rotate the arms down, and you can see the weaponizing gimmick there. Fold up the whole torso, and then these little pieces tab into place right there. Rotate the arms and the fists around. Rotate the waist, unpeg the legs, and there you go. Short, sweet, and to the point. It is kind of hard to get it into vehicle mode, at least getting the arms tucked in. However, getting it out of vehicle mode into robot mode, it works wonders, and it is fully integrated and pretty complicated. Well, not complicated, but you get the idea. I was expecting it to be a really, really simple transformation. However, the whole thing kind of flips in and of itself with the way the whole back forms a roof. That is definitely not what I was expecting. He does have the weaponizing gimmick. Let's just get that out of the way. You can remove his arms and his legs, and that's about it. These can then be attached to any Transformer figure with a 5mm peg, which is basically every Transformers figure, as it has been the universal handle size for pretty much since the dawn of the brand. You can also just, attach that back. So if you're one of those people who likes creating these cursed monstrosities out of the weaponizers, go nuts. If you're like me, you don't really care for that, you got a fully integrated figure in and of itself. And that just rocks. So, let's talk articulation. Scraphook has a swivel at the head, however, he cannot look up and down. Universal joint at the shoulders can move his arm out and all the way around. Bend at the elbow, swivel at the elbow, wrist swivel, nice. Waist swivel. Universal joint at the hips, you can move his leg out, forward, and back. Bend at the knee. He does not have a swivel at the thigh, however, he does have a swivel at the knee. Forward and back and side to side motion. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, side to side motion in the ankle is just kind of hard to get going there. And that is it. So, full suite of articulation, wrist swivels and all. Very nice. In terms of accessories, well, you pulled them all off the truck earlier, so let's just show them off in greater detail. He does have a ton. He has, well, technically 7, but really 6 accessories. I'll elaborate on that. The first two are the two halves of the engine block. These form a pair of guns, so you can dual wield there, which is kind of nice. These are fine, I suppose. However, I'm always kind of like the idea more of Scraphook being like a melee fighter, and he has excellent weapon storage for these pieces. You can just peg them back into the hood of the truck on his legs and forget about them. So if you don't like the guns, like me, you just want to tuck them away, brilliant weapon storage. Just like Leo Convoy, fantastic weapon storage for that. He has 2 exhaust pipes. There are a left and a right there. You can peg them up here. However, I kind of choose to put them here on the 5mm ports on the inside of the wheels. You can give them these kind of shoulder thingies. The next accessory is the tow hook, with the hook itself being a separate piece. Do what you want with that. The instructions tell you to put it just on the side of his arm. However, I'm not really the biggest fan of that. I think it just kind of sticks out and looks really weird. However, of course, this guy has a ton of 5mm pieces. So if you want, you can like put it here or something. However, really the best I can do is just do this. That doesn't look all that much better, but I'd say it still looks better than the official configuration. And his final accessory is the spare tire, which forms the signature Junkion spiky shield. I think that looks fantastic. Scraphook has a lot of accessories, and they really help to armor up the figure in a lot of cool ways. Definitely makes him look a lot better. Scraphook overall, I think he does a lot of good. I think he does fully redeem the weaponizer concept for me, in my eyes. I was never a fan of those figures, just due to the transformation always being so cheap and just not fun to do. However, Scraphook manages to have the pull-apart gimmick that you can accessorize other figures with, and he's still a full figure in and of itself. A complaint I do kind of have about the take apart thing is that sometimes like his arms are on really short pegs, as you can see. They do come off really easily. However, his legs, very solid connection on that. They ain't coming off accidentally anytime soon. I would say if you're a fan of the weaponizers, this figure might not do it fully for you, because if you're a big fan of that being able to take them apart and do whatever you want with it gimmick, he really only separates into 5 pieces, and it's kind of hard to do stuff with that if you're into that sort of thing. However, I do really like this figure, just as an actual Transformer. Ignoring the parts forming gimmick entirely, it is a good toy. And I'd say it fits right in with your other Junkions. I really like the idea of Legacy giving us this kind of Junkion squadron that you can then have as kind of a sub-unit of the Autobots. I just think that's kind of neat. And as a first kind of impression of that, I think Scraphook is really working. I can't wait to see what the other 2 Junkions can do in the future, because if they're as good as Scraphook, yeah, I think it'll really impress me. So I'm gonna give Scraphook an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Positives being really nice transformation, cool accessories, really good design in robot and vehicle mode. Cons is that sometimes the articulation, like down here, can be kind of in a weird spot, and he does come apart kind of easily. However, for the most part, you can't completely ignore it. So yeah, I'd say Scraphook is a really, really good figure. Definitely can't wait to see what the future Junkions have in store. So, that being said, that is my review of Legacy Scraphook. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, do anything to get the algorithm going. It would be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and this has been Rod and Todd signing off.